Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mr. Gowlett. Hope you're doing well. Today we are going to be looking at quite a long story today, and this is called Odysseius. Now, it is such a long story, it might be that we have to split it up into 3 parts, but we shall see. So, let's begin. The war was over at last. At last. After 10 long years, the soldiers who had fought in it could sail home. Among them was Odysseus, king of Ithaca. He and his men rowed out to sea on their ship, the Odyssey, leaving their battlefields far behind them. There was little room aboard for food and water, but some huge jugs of wine stood in the prow, taken from the defeated enemy. Unfortunately, the first time they tasted it, the men fell asleep on their oars. A bit too strong, decided Odysseius, watching them snore. Then a storm overtook them and blew them off course to an island, who knows where. Odysseus pointed up at a cliff. I'm sure those caves up there are inhabited. Let's climb up and ask for directions and bite to eat. Leave your swords here, and bring a jug of wine to show we're friendly. The first cave they came to was huge and smelled of cheese, but nobody was in. A fire burned in one corner. The soldiers sat down and waited. Soon there was a clatter of hoofs on the cliff path, as the island shepherd drove his flock home from the fields to the caves. And what sheep entered the cave? They were as big as cows, with fleeces like snowdrifts. But the shepherd made his sheep look tiny. He was as big as the wooden horse of Troy, and his hair hung down like creepers. A single eye winked in the centre of his forehead. He rolled a massive boulder across the cave mouth, then turned and saw his visitors. "Supper!" he roared in delight, and picked up a man in each paw. He gobbled them down and spat out their belts and sandals. "Sir, we came to you in peace. How dare you eat my men?" cried Odysseus, more angry than afraid. "I am Polyphemus, the Cyclops," said the one-eyed giant. "I eat who I want. Who are you?" I am called No One, and I demand that you let us go. Why ever did I bring a present to a man like you?" "Present? Where? Give it. I won't eat you if you give me a present." Odysseus pointed out to the jug of wine. Polyphemus chewed off the seal and gulped down the wine. He smacked his lips. "Ah, good stuff. No One, good stuff." "So you'll roll back the boulder and let us go?" "Oh, I wouldn't say that," slurred the Cyclops, reeling about. "What I meant to say was, I won't eat you till morning." And hooting with drunken laughter, he crashed down on his back, fast asleep. 12 men pushed against the boulder, but they could not roll it aside. "We're finished, Captain," they cried. But Odysseus was busy with the huge shepherd's crook, sharpening the end to a point with his knife. The work took all night. Towards dawn the sailors heated the point red hot in the fire, lifted it to their shoulders, and charged! They plunged the crook into the Cyclops' one horrible eye. Polyphemus' screams brought his neighbours running. "Has something hurt you?" No one has hurt me," answered the giant, howling with misery. "No one!" Good, said the giants, heading back to their caves. "Probably a nightmare." Polyphemus groped about for his enemies. In the morning he heaved the boulder aside for his sheep to go out and feed, but he sat himself in the doorway, hands spread to catch any Greek trying to escape. "Trickery won't save you, wretches. Not one of you will leave here alive." "Quickly," Odysseus whispered to his men, "cling to the sheep's fleeces, so—" Polyphemus stroked each sheep as it trotted by, but missed the men clinging underneath. So captain and crew escaped, but Odysseus called out as his ship sped past the cliff. "Know this, Polyphemus, it was I, the hero Odysseus, who blinded you. Remember the name." The Cyclops picked up boulders and hurled them down, hoping to sink the little boat. "Remember it. Know this, Odysseus. I am Polyphemus, son of Poseidon the sea god, and I call on my father to destroy you." Deep in the ocean, Poseidon heard his son's voice, and his angry storms drove the Odyssey even further off course, to a beautiful island carpeted with flowers. A house stood at the top of the beach. The crew of the Odyssey ran up to it, and a woman welcomed them inside. But for some reason, Odysseus hung back. Only after the door was shut did he peep in at the window. The woman brought each sailor bread, honey, and wine. She carried a golden wand, and as she circled the table, she rubbed it across their heads. Ooh, I wonder what is going to happen next to the sailors on the Odyssey. So have a think for tomorrow, and we shall read part 2 of Odysseus. So until then, I hope you stay nice and safe, and I shall see you tomorrow, everybody. Goodbye.